What's up, guys? Today we have the One Piece chapter 1117 spoilers. We have some crazy stuff going on according to these spoilers, so let's just get right into it. On the cover, we have Zoro visiting Hyogoro and Nekomamushi, which is pretty cool seeing them together. You know, the crewmate that could have been and the Fluffy Boys. We also have more reactions to Vegapunk's final message on Hochinosu Island, so we're gonna see what that's all about. We see that the Sword members are recovering in a hospital, and Tashigi and Smoker are on their way to meet up with some of those Sword members. We apparently get more of the Vegapunk message, which is good to know that more lore is coming. But I'm interested to see, just touching back on the Smoker for a second, if Tashigi and Smoker got a decent power up, because especially Smoker got clapped compared to how he used to be a rival for Luffy earlier in the story. So we'll see how that goes as he returns into the story, hopefully, because I always liked him as a character. I don't know about you guys. Now into the big guns. Zoro versus Newsjuro is happening, which is super hype. I absolutely love the Zoro fights. They're my favorite in the series by far. We find out that Newsjuro recognizes the Kitetsu series, and we saw since early on that Zoro had the Sandai Kitetsu. We know that these series of Kitetsu blades are cursed, so when Zoro threw the sword up to try and see if it would cut his arm off because they were cursed, obviously it didn't. He's the goat, so why would it? But it's pretty hype since people have theorized that Nuzjuro had the strongest Kitetsu sword, the Shodai Kitetsu, excuse me, which is one of the 12 supreme great blades. Now, putting that into perspective, the only supreme great blades we know of is Rogers, Whitebeards, and Mihawks, so really rare, obviously. And we only know of two other blades from the Kitetsu series. The one that Luffy grabbed, the Nidai Kitetsu, and then which was a graded greatsword, by the way, so not too shabby at all, similar to Enma. And then the one Zoro has, which is just standard graded. This would be just super interesting to see this Zoro versus this Newsjuro fight because it could have so much meaning behind it. I mean, we have if they're part of the clan together and just who knows, but we also find out that they clashed hockey with named attacks, which is just insane. Most of us assume that the Gorosei have Conquerors hockey, so that's pretty hype, but super interested to see this fight, guys. Then we have the rest of the Gorosei facing off with the Iron Giant, which, as you guys know, York stated last chapter that the transponder snail is most likely in the Iron Giant. Should be a fun fight, considering that the Iron Giant was friends with Joy Boy, was made at a time with superior tech, and seems to be invulnerable. I wonder if they'll be able to damage it, maybe even take something like an ancient weapon to harm it, but we'll have to see about that. Lastly, we have the fact that Vegapunk leaves a message that people with D in their names, such as Dragon, Blackbeard, and Sabo, he's has a message for them. But I think the biggest thing here is I don't think it was ever confirmed that Sabo had D in his name, so there we go. And then the Gorosei attacks the Iron Giant and the broadcast ends. So that's it for the lore dump. We're about to get some peak action here, but I'm interested to see, well, first, if they were actually able to damage the Iron Giant, which would be pretty interesting because my first assumption was maybe only an ancient weapon could damage the Iron Giant. And obviously, as we all know, D is the will of D, the will of Joy Boy. Most likely stands for dawn, getting rid of the darkness, bringing the dawn to the new world. And the darkness, assumably, is Im and his, Gorosei. But we'll have to find out about that. And yeah, that's all for me, guys. I really want to build a community here and talk more about manga with y'all. So, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and join me on the journey. Peace.